Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. And now a message from Mrs. Sullivan.
Good morning. Today is September 11th, and I'm so impressed with the number of students that wore red, white, and blue today in honor of Patriots Day. Today is obviously the day we remember all those folks that lost their lives in the attack on New York City and in Pennsylvania and in Washington, D.C. on 9/11. So we do want to be memorable or remember those folks that gave their life. And we also want to be thankful for all those first responders. And so to our own Deputy Baker, thank you so much for what you do at Plant City High School each and every day. Now, students, I do need to remind you of a couple things. First of all, if you don't have a parking decal, you're going to get ticketed, which means you're going to owe Plant City High School and Susan Sullivan $25. It doesn't go to me, but I'm collecting it. So make sure that you've got that parking permit and you're parking in the appropriate place, which would mean in the assigned parking area according to your hang tag. Don't park in the visitors parking lot because you're not a visitor. So help us with that. I also want to remind you that in order to be in good standing to attend school events, so special school events like homecoming, which is right around the corner, you have got to be doing what you need to be doing here at school. Like your grades. Your grades need to be C's or better. Your attendance. That is so important because if you missed 5 or more days in any class, not just first period, any class, you're not going to be eligible to attend the fun things like homecoming. So some of you need to make sure you're at school each and every day. You need to make sure you teach each and every class, and you need to be on time. Multiple tardies will cause you to be not in good standing as well. We want everyone to be able to go and attend and do the fun things, but you got to do what you need to be doing as a good student. I do want to thank our student government for the pep rally they helped to host this past Friday. Although 9th grade, we may need to have to talk about your behavior because that's what I heard. There was concerns about 9th grade behavior. I'd hate for y'all not to get to attend the next pep rally. So let's make sure that we're doing what we need to be doing each and every day, coming to school, doing our work on time. And let's also make sure we're cleaning up that lunchroom when we leave as well. Those are what good students do, and that's what's going to make them successful when they leave here, is they're doing the right things now. Thank you. Happy Tuesday.
Attention all Raiders, do you need service hours for scholarships? Then come on down and volunteer as scare actors and for staff positions at Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. The next open auditions will be held this Sunday, September 16th at 1 p.m. The address is 2837 South Frontage Road, Plant City, Florida 33566. Again, the next open auditions will be held this Sunday at 1 p.m. at 2837 South Frontage Road, Plant City, Florida 33566. Please see Isaac Beringer if you have any more questions about this wonderful service opportunity. Thank you.
Attention all Lady Raiders. There will be a flag football meeting this Wednesday, September 12th, right after school. The meeting is for new and returning players. The meeting will be held in the mall area in front of the main office. Again, the flag football meeting for any players that want to start playing or are returning players is being held this Wednesday right after school in front of the main office. Please see Ms. Schultz in the main office or Mr. Eatman if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hey Raiders, if anyone is interested in competing in different varieties of cosmetology, then sign up for Skills USA. Skills USA is a fun competition that you can do with your friends and it looks great on a resume.
Be sure to turn in your Skills USA Club dues by Friday, September 21st. If you have any questions, please see Ms. Candelario in room J01.
Good morning, students. The world needs to know about your inner artist. To participate in this year's Reflections Contest, you must either choreograph a dance, produce a film, write a poem or story, compose a song, take a photo, or create a piece of visual art and tell us your interpretation of the theme, Heroes Around Me. Pick up a Reflections 2018 entry form in Student Affairs today and get started. Entry forms and your artistic entry will be collected October 2nd at both lunches in the mall near Student Affairs.
We will be hosting after-school help sessions every Thursday in September in room H04, beginning this Thursday, September 13th from 3:30 to 4:30. To answer any questions and help with applications and projects, all are invited to attend. You don't have much time, so get started soon to win prizes and possibly advance to county, state, and even national competition. And remember, this nationals program looks great on your college resume. Good luck!
I do walking tours of the 9/11 Memorial for the 9/11 Tribute Center. And I meet people on my tours from all four corners of the globe. On every one of my tours, I mention that most people don't remember what they did yesterday. But I have had so many guests on my tours come up to me and say that they remember every single detail about where they were and what they were doing on September 11th, regardless of where they're from.
When you talk to anybody, say, and you tell them where you were on September 11th, they'll tell you exactly where they were, because even though they may not have been in the building, but they'll definitely remember where they were.
People always remember every single moment of that day around the world, because September 11, 2001 is not just New Yorker's story, it's not just my story, but it is international part of history and a history of every single person in the world.
And what I say to my guests all the time is, that's your 9/11 story, and you should tell it, because by telling it, by doing so, you help us to share history, and you help us to keep the spirit of what happened here alive. I'm inspired by that. That gives me so much hope.
I believe September 11th would be the equivalent of D-Day for certain generations, or Pearl Harbor, or when JFK was assassinated, those seminal, markers in your history, in your lifetime.
My cousin was in Pearl Harbor. My father and grandfather remember Pearl Harbor. These generations will need to remember.
I think it's important to try to remember some tragedies. Remember that life can be very precious and can be gone in a flash.
These are emotional memories that cannot be translated into a textbook. These are stories that we tell people, and hopefully the generation will understand this here and bring it forward to the next generation.
I feel that a lot of people use September 11th to remember the wrong things, to remember the divisions instead of what brought us together. And I think as more and more time goes by, more and more people just remember the hate that caused that act instead of the love that followed it. We were all one that day. People from New York, DC, all over the country and all over the world. Everybody was united. I think that's why everybody remembers where they were, because everybody's heart was here. I remember.
I remember.
I remember. I remember September 11th.
I remember September 11th.
I remember September 11th.
I remember September 11th.
I remember September 11th.